Hello everyone, my name is Clancy and welcome to the Clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video as we go to the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial at the North Gauteng High Court. But before we get there, please do me a favor by smashing the like button. We are just this close to get to the first 1,000 likes of the previous video. So please guys, do me a favor by going there first. Click that, no. Start with this one. Click the like and then go to that other one after you've watched this video and click the like button for me. I'll highly appreciate it. Let's keep the goal of getting to 1,000 likes because guys, the algorithm helps YouTubers to grow on the platform. Otherwise, it's discouraging. And when YouTube is not growing your channel, it's very, very discouraging to sit down and do all this hard work that we do. And then we compile a video, edit, and do all these things so that you can have a video. And it only takes a millisecond for you to just click the like button and keep it moving. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Guys, another thing that I also want to apologize about, load shedding has been messing up with the Wi-Fi connection or internet connection. As a result of that, when I do have power, the Wi-Fi or the network is slow. Even a snail is faster than that. And as a result of that, the video takes forever to upload. In the case of yesterday's video or this morning's video, it was only able to finally upload at 1:30 in the morning, and then it still has to process, don't forget about that, which takes its own time. And then I think the video was finally up by 1:45 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Again, this video, I started uploading it at 7 p.m. and it took all that time until it was finally loaded. So I'm asking for your patience until this whole loading, until this load shedding thing is over and then the Wi-Fi or internet connection is back together because it's all messed up, you guys. And I'm so frustrated and a little bit discouraged at the same time. I think sometimes you can see my spirit is a little broken, and I'm not quite sure if the reason my spirit is broken is because a man that has negative energy, Gininda has negative energy. I'm not perceiving him as a person. Yeah, let me just leave it there. Anyways, I'm a Cancer. We we pick up on people's vibes very, very quickly. And he is weighing down on me, this person. I don't know why. I have absolutely no reason why he is so heavily pressing my spirit down. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say yet. But anyways, guys, let's get to the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. And I would like us to talk about what happened this morning. This morning for me, okay, I stand on correction on the things that I'm going to say here. Remember, on this channel, we are commentators. We voice our opinions. We are not experts. We are not lawyers. We are not judges. We are just people who come together, call themselves the clan, who also self-appointed experts. And then when we see and hear and observe things that don't sit well or don't make sense, we try to put our two IQs together and rub them together and say, okay, guys, let's bring our IQs together and let's make sense of this. What did you pick up? Because this is what I picked up as to what happened this morning. So when the court resumed this morning, Baloyi stood up and told the court that the defense has something to address the court about. Ratha, who's trying his level best. I know I said I'll never say it again. No, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Let's leave Ratha out. I think it was Advocate Nisi who Mgomezulu, who reported that accused number 2, which is Bongani Ntanzi, has a little bit of a problem with a Mr. Mulawudzi who handcuffed him in a particular way from the prison or from the waiting cells to the court, something that he has never done before. And so he wants to lay a complaint to the court that he is being treated as if he's a convicted criminal, and yet he is an awaiting trial criminal. When you're awaiting trial, you are not taken to prison. You are still in what you would call jail or waiting cells, something of that nature. And then he says he's being treated as if he's already guilty But he didn't say that. This is me now thinking like, yeah, he's correct to say that he is not a convicted criminal. He is still awaiting trial suspect who is now an accused. And he should not be treated as though he's been found guilty. Because as far as I understand, Section 35 of the Constitution, yes, we go to the Constitution, because something Ratha said that I was like, no, sir, you are the custodian. If not, have a jurisdiction of the Constitution. And what he was trying to tell Advocate Ngome Zulu and all the other advocates, I did not quite understand it, because as far as Section 35 of the Constitution is concerned, you are presumed innocent until proven otherwise or proven guilty. So now why are they treating him as though he's been found guilty? Then I was like, it's clear. Because what Ratha said thereafter, it blew my mind. I was like, so in other words, what you're trying to say is Bongani Ntanzi is guilty until proven otherwise. And as a result of that, there is nothing you can do as a judge, because you want to respect the principle of separation of powers. Why? Because you cannot tell the minister of police or the police what to do. But then I was like, wait a minute. But then this is about Section 35 of the Constitution. He is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. Secondly, his constitutional rights as well to a fair trial, when he's already being treated as though he's a guilty, suspect, accused. I was like, no, Mr. Ratha Mokgoatleng, I may be wrong. I stand corrected, like I said in the beginning of the video, that Mokgoatleng does have jurisdiction of the Constitution to overrule, if that's what he was concerned about, and say this is a human being that stands before me who is still innocent until proven guilty. It's in the Constitution. And then he advises the defense lawyers of the affected, accused, to speak to the Department of Correctional Services and to speak either to the Minister of Police about the accused being brought to court handcuffed in a manner in which they were handcuffed. But what got me was the fact that this Mulawuti person accuses, as if it's a fact, that Bongani Ntanzi was involved in the scuffle that happened yesterday. And yet Judge Ratha asked 3 times, if not more, and asked if Ntanzi was involved. I don't know why he was on Ntanzi's case. If Ntanzi was involved, and then you will remember that, let me also ask about accused number 1. Was accused number 1 and accused number 2 involved? He asked more than twice. And they were told, the judge was told that no, they were not involved. And yet Mulawuti accuses Bongani Ntanzi why he's handcuffing him the way he's handcuffing him, because of his getting involved in fights in court. The man did nothing. He was not involved in the scuffle. It was even in Mokgoatleng's, I would not say it's a ruling. It's not a ruling. But he did reprimand the suspect. And I still said, in his reprimanding, he was not reprimanding the correctional service guy. He was on the suspect's cases. So now, if somebody is going to hold you like an animal, you're serving life sentences, but to be grabbed as if you're an animal by the foot, what are you supposed to do? Section 10 of the Constitution still applies. A right to dignity. To grab somebody by the handcuffs or the shackles that they have on their feet and want to treat them like animals, like dragging them, what are they supposed to do? Allow you to violate their dignity? No, that you cannot. And I'm not condoning whatever happened in that court yesterday. I will not promote any kind of violence, but what I am asking is, when a man comes and treats you like an animal while you have your dignity or right to dignity, which is a constitutional right, is in Section 10 of the Constitution. I think it is the second shortest sentence in the Constitution after Section 11, right to life. And then what was he supposed to do? Not defend himself? Because he's serving life sentences in prison, and therefore he does not have, right? And another thing that was, if I was Ntanzi, I would have been hurt when Ntanzi asked the judge if Mulawuzi could be changed because he's going to start having a bad attitude towards this individual. And then the judge asked Baloyi, so Baloyi, what do we do in a case like this? And Baloyi comes and I'm like, Baloyi, okay, fine, I get it, you're a prosecutor, but you're still a human being. You are still a human being. And the way he said it about, yeah, we are not going, what do you call this? The correctional services guys are not going to be told by a mere accused. He used a certain word. I can't remember what the word was, but that word is belittling. It's like he is nothing. Second-class citizen. That's how he sounded like. And then, of course, Judge Ratha was happy with the submissions of Baloyi and said he's not going to do anything about it. Once again, if I may read my notes, guys, I think I'm liking this reading of my notes and then I speak with you guys. In my notes, I write, let's talk about what happened in court this morning with Bongani Ntanzi reporting about treatment he received from a prison warder, Mr. Mulawuzi, handcuffing him in a particular way, yet he's an awaiting prisoner, not a convict. The accusation by Mulawuzi to Ntanzi that as a result of him fighting in court, that is why he's handcuffing him like that, like for real, Mr. Mulawuzi. Yet it was established in court that Bongani Ntanzi was not involved in the scuffle. Even the judge inquired more than twice if Ntanzi was involved or not. What shocked me the most was the remarks of the judge distancing himself from all of this. Basically saying the judiciary is not involved, go speak to the other wing of government, which is the police. And I thought, but then you have jurisdiction of the Constitution. You can still make a ruling. Mr. Ntanzi is innocent until proven guilty. And that is part of Section 35 of the Constitution. This is not fair treatment. It is therefore wrong of the judge who has constitutional jurisdiction to use separation of powers about the judiciary and correctional services or the police. I thought the Minister of Justice was also the Minister of Correctional Services because I thought Lamula's department is Justice and Correctional Services. So I was quite surprised to hear that he was sending them to the Minister of Police instead of sending them to the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, which, by the way, brings me back to the fact that the judiciary has a constitutional jurisdiction in handling this matter about the constitutional rights of Ntanzi being violated in the manner in which Mulawuzi did. I believe that Judge Ratha has the power to rule, starting with stating that Ntanzi is innocent until proven otherwise, and therefore order Mr. Mulawuzi not to use excessive force on an awaiting trial accused. However, he could use minimal force, not such that makes the accused so uncomfortable. The judge also ought to have reminded Mr. Mulawuzi that Ntanzi was not involved in the scuffle, and it is unfair to punish him for something he did not do. Anyways, those are my thoughts when it comes to what happened this morning with Bongani Ntanzi and Mr. Mulawuzi. I felt that it was so unfair of the judge the way he treated this entire situation. Not only did Ntanzi was the one that complained, as well as I think accused number 3 and 5 also cried about the handcuffs being tied in such a way that is making them uncomfortable. Even accused number 3 stood up and addressed the court and said the way these handcuffs are tied, they are making him not feel well. Again, what did Judge Ratha say? Suffer. Basically, that's what he said. Suffer, because I can't do anything. The least he could have said was like, hey, guys, we are in court. I didn't get it. But anyways, they did look at the handcuffs. I don't know what they did, but I think they may have loosened them or whatever the case was. But Judge Ratha's remarks, they are very clear where he stands with the accused. And this is something that we've been saying on this channel for the longest, that Judge Ratha Mokgoatleng is presiding over an unfair trial where he has a particular feeling against the accused. He has absolutely no empathy. He has absolutely no sympathy for them because as far as he's concerned, I think they are scumbags of the earth. And yet they sit there in his courtroom as innocent until proven otherwise. The least he could have done is use that part of the Constitution. But no, suffer. And then Gininda continued with his, what do you call that? I think the word lie is now a cliche. It has lost its meaning. What is the other word for lying? Like the way you lie, it's no longer even defined as a lie. It's something totally different that needs its own definition. Because what this man was doing on the stand was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I want to challenge you tomorrow that when you listen to this Gininda guy, every time when he speaks about what's supposed to be his job that he knows so well for the past 30 years, he speaks with confidence. He speaks with confidence. But the moment where he now comes to his scripts, the lies, his voice, not only does it drop, but it also sounds almost uncertain of what he's saying. But he needs to be careful because this is cooked up. And the way he was saying it with where he was making, these accusations. And the accusations I'm talking about where accused number 1 or accused number 2 made confessions. How he read them their rights. Another thing about Section 35, you guys know how I always said, if you know a police officer, because I don't believe that, including Gininda, I don't believe that they read the rights or tell the accused or suspects right when they're arresting them, that they have a right to remain silent, not to incriminate themselves. If they need a lawyer, if they have a lawyer, fine. If they don't have a lawyer, the state will provide one at its cost. Did you hear? This is the second time he did this. He did this yesterday when he took the stand. And the way he was saying it, it was as if he was breaking down a difficult word into syllables. You have the right to remain silent. This is a man, by the way, who's been a police officer in the past 30 years. For somebody who has made probably thousands of arrests, you should be able to say this with confidence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, all that stuff that they have to say. But no, he is counting the words because he's not used to it. He is not used to it. I see what Balo is trying to do. You know what I must say? As a YouTuber who does commentary on this case, it feels good to know or to at least suspect that either Gininda or the prosecutor, I'm talking about Baloy, they watch our videos. Hi Baloy, hi. I heard you say something in your in your evidence in chief with Gininda, where you said something about the defense falling on his face. At least the defense is falling on his face. Your case is dead. I'm talking the main trial. When you get back to the main trial, it's gone, including the trial within the trial. You are flogging a dead horse. You are talking about the defense, the defense falling on their face. There's nothing that fell on their face. There's absolutely nothing fell on their face. And on top of that, you are being protected by the judge. So that is why you are able to do as you please in that courtroom. It's a circus. Thanks for watching though. So Gininda, as he was testifying, it got to the part where they were talking about Zwane, the traditional healer. And Gininda, and together with Baloy, kept going on with this word, this colonial missionary Christian word, witch doctor. I was like, we still talk like this in 2023? Black people to black people? We call our traditional healers witch doctors? I'm glad that Advocate Baloy stood up and said, listen, this is derogatory. It has derogatory connotations to it. In Zulu, if you translate that word directly into isiZulu, it's umthakathi. And then Baloy, I saw Baloy was trying to, but then he said, okay, we're going to use the word traditional healer. As if he did not know that traditional healers are called traditional healers. The word witch doctor came with Christian missionaries during colonial era and came to demote or what you call it, decampaign our traditional healing processes and called it witchcraft. Why? Because they needed to promote Western medicine. You know what the funny thing about this? I even wrote a note here. It's more like a summary of what I also learned in biology and other texts that I've been reading growing up about medicine. And you'll be shocked if, in case you were wondering, where medicine came from. Now, I'm not talking about the ones that the traditional healers are using. I'm talking Western medication. You will see the similarities. Let's go for it. So again, I wrote my note and I said, I was quite happy to see Mngomezulu objecting to the use of the word witchcraft, asking for a proper meaning of witchcraft, as in isiZulu, if directly translated, it means umthakathi. Baloyi then said it's appropriate to say traditional healer. Judge agrees and reminded Baloyi that Mr. Zwane did say that he is a healer using African herbs. Witch doctor is a colonial Christian missionary word or term for African traditional healers aimed at discrediting the practice to promote Western medicine in Africa. I can even challenge you right now. Come up with a cure for AIDS and see what's going to happen to you. There is not much of a difference. This is my little notes. There is not much of a difference between African medicine and Western medicine. One uses raw material to heal people, while the other uses the same raw materials, but uses science, using chemicals, to abstract the specific properties or healing properties out of those herbs, roots, leaves. The same thing that African traditional healers use. Yes, all that medication for your headache, for your stress, for this and that, it's the same medicine. It's the same material that African traditional healers are using. But the Western side takes the same material and abstracts the healing properties out of that medicine. I will tell you something about Mary Jane. Mary Jane has has a property called cannabis in it. That part is abstracted out so that you do not see the skies or sleep on the sky. But they use other properties in Mary Jane to heal you. I don't know if you understand me. And then they use science and all these chemicals to make them look the way they do. It's just that traditional healers, they don't do all of that. They take the roots from the ground or cut a leaf from the tree or uproot a root and wash it and hand it over to you to go grind at home and pase or whatever the case is, ugume or upalaze. I'm not quite sure how to use all of that in English, but if you're Zulu or you're an African person, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Healing properties they intend to use to manufacture a type of healing medication. Yes, in both practices, you'll find those who will use medicine to do wrong things. Like in African traditional healing, you will find abathagat, the bad ones. They're going to use those roots and trees and whatnot to do bad on other people. Just like in the Western medicine, you will find doctors that do bad with that science. That is why today you will have Dr. Deaths in the Western medicine. So both these practices, you will find the good ones and you will also find the bad ones. So as a person who's interested in true crime, I know this for a fact that there are hundreds of documentaries on Dr. Deaths. You'll be surprised how many there are. Just like you would find in the African traditional healers that you will find abathagat, obaloyi. Not that, you know what I'm trying to say. So at the end of the day, Africans need to decolonize traditional medicine. I'm talking African traditional healing by calling it whatever this witch doctor is about. They are traditional healers. Those that use African traditional healing for evil purposes, rightfully so, they are witch doctors. Just like in Western medicine, they are called Dr. Deaths. There are a lot of things that needs to be fixed in Africa, starting with this. Our problem in Africa is not what we are seeing. Our problem in Africa, we were screwed up here, and we need to fix this before we are able to see each other the way we're supposed to see each other. So basically, that is what I picked up in today's proceedings. Unfortunately, guys, load shedding, I don't know, on my side of the world, it goes for 4 hours twice a day. And so there was absolutely nothing I could have taken from today's proceedings. I'm sure there are a lot of other stuff that this man said on the stand that are untrue. But anyways, I don't think I lost much, because what he is doing on the stand currently is regurgitating what Mukhane and Mkhola has already said, what others as well, or Jonathan or Buthelezi have already said. So I don't think it's a train smash that by the time he takes the stand, there's load shedding, and I don't get to see or hear what the procedures are. But anyways, this also gives me a chance to continue doing other stuff, because I'm already done with work for 2023. I'm just wrapping up here and there and preparing for 2024. And that is absolutely nothing, it's not anything that is serious, if I may put it that way. I'm just winding down the year and then preparing for 2024. So in that 4 hours, I don't hear what goes on in court, because I think I only get to hear from 10 up until 12. Beyond that, it's load shedding. And then when they come back you'll see it's 4 hours for me. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. They are long gone by the time the electricity come back. So I am so sorry. We have to be patient a little bit. And until load shedding is over this level 6, I hear it's going to go down sometime during the week to level 3. Subsequently in December, we may not even have load shedding at all. But let's see what happens. But guys, thank you guys so much for your support. I highly appreciate you guys more than you can ever imagine. If you like this video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not subscribed yet. And also don't forget to click the bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody that's super thanking the channel and supporting it financially. I highly appreciate you, Anna. Thank you so much. Anna is like what do you call this? A residential super thanks giver. I highly appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you for that. And also share this video far and wide, and don't forget to leave me a comment down below if you want to share something that I did not hear during the processes today. Please let me know, what did I miss out. I think I did hear something about not Miyake, about Mjiako. It's in Mjiako. By that time I was like, okay, I will get the full story later on, maybe during cross-examination. Also, when you come across other YouTubers' channels, watch their videos and give them the like and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time with a new video. Goodbye.